Welcome to the show and welcome to the heart of awards season. I'm Tamsin Fidel. Well, the Golden Globes and the Grammys are in the books, and we're still waiting on the Tony Awards now. The Oscars, they're right around the corner. And maybe you don't know it, but one of Broadway's biggest voices is in one of this year's most celebrated movies. Norm Lewis is co-starring in Spike Lee's Da 5 Bloods, streaming now on Netflix. It's a story of 4 African-American veterans returning to Vietnam to find the remains of their fallen squad leader and to search for buried treasure. The film, nominated for Best Ensemble Performance at the SAG Awards, and it's expected to see some love from the Academy. As for Norm Lewis, well, he made history a few years back as Broadway's first Black Phantom of the Opera. We talked about his career, starring in a Spike Lee joint, and much more. Check it out.
Spike Lee, have you known him for a long time? And
he goes to see Broadway all the time. And we were lucky enough to have him come see Porgy and Bess when I was in it. I think he came like 4 or 5 times. And he brought his family and other friends, and we built up a rapport that way. And then just over the years, seeing him at different events. And then finally, I got a chance to do his show, She's Gotta Have It, the TV series. And from that, he got in contact with me to do the 5 Bloods.
And congratulations with the nominations for the SAG Award, which always, means a lot going forward.
Absolutely. Just being part of that ensemble was tremendous. Just to be in the movie itself was just tremendous for me. But to be recognized that way with such great cast members, I just feel so honored, and especially being picked by our peers for this nomination. So I'm really excited.
Talk about the character, what you were drawn to initially with Eddie.
Well, Eddie, is one of those guys who's kind of a showboat, kind of a charmer. He's got a lot of the qualities that I think that I might have. The only thing is that, he's hiding all of his, behind all of that, a lot of pain and a lot of, challenges, because, he was married before several times and he spent a lot of money, but he's still kind of trying to have that same image of being rich and a showboat. And then it finally comes to a head, and he has to let the guys know that he's not what he appears to be. And so it was great to have that dynamic in the movie, and then, eventually finding out what happens to him at the end.
Yes, I did scream out loud. I'll tell you that. I screamed out loud. I didn't feel like I had a warning.
No spoiler alerts. No spoiler if you haven't seen it yet.
What was it like to see it kind of all come together with the historical footage? Because I always think that obviously adds so much, but really just puts things into context.
Well, for me, there's many different layers. I mean, to work with Spike Lee is, he's such a genius, and he knows what he wants and when he wants it and how he wants it. You could go to him and say, does this line work? Does this line work? And actually, some of the lines were made up on the spot. He would say, no, say this. Or he would say, what would Eddie say in this moment? But also finding out the fact that I didn't know the statistics as far as African Americans being there. All the movies that I'd seen before, there were, Black guys sprinkled within the scenes and around, the perimeter. For us to find out that America at the time was 11% African American. That's both men and women. Mm-hmm. But we made up 33% of the army in Vietnam. And at just those numbers, I was like, wow, I had no idea. So it really helped us develop our characters as we were going on with the movie.
I got my gal, I got my song, got him the whole day long.
You sang on set, correct? In the movie?
I did.
I read that. I was reading a bunch of stuff and I'm like, I have to ask you about it.
Yeah, there was a moment where I had to do my critical scene and get ready for that. And so as I was getting ready for that, there was a moment that Spike came to me and say, look, as soon as we get this done, we're heading back to New York. Sing something from Porgy and Bess. A boat leaving from New York. I'm like, oh, okay. And literally, as I was getting the makeup and all the stuff on, I was singing, there's a boat leaving for New York.